goes without saying that Donald Trump's cabinet picks are essentially the opposite of what liberals would hope for. Many of them are former industry heads who've now been placed in charge of the very departments that regulate those industries. Tillerson for State, who has a close relationship with Russia and has circumvented the State Department while head of Exxon. Puzder for Labor, who's the head of CKE Restaurants and opposes raising the minimum wage, and who Trump praises for his opposition to regulations. You know, the rules that protect workers, the public, and the environment. Chow for Transportation, whose primary qualifications seem to be marriage to Mitch McConnell and being a former Labor Secretary under W. While Secretary of Labor, she cut OSHA protections, enforcement budgets, raised the threshold for time and a half pay by $10,000, then made it harder for people above that threshold to get that pay. Linda McMahon, the former head of the WWE, will be overseeing small businesses, but appears primarily interested in cutting corporate taxes and also rolling back regulations. Pruitt for EPA, a man who, as Oklahoma Attorney General, collaborated with Devon Energy, one of Oklahoma's oil and gas companies, to draft letters and legislation that benefit said energy companies, and sued the Department of Interior for adding animals to the endangered list. Nunchin, a former Goldman Sachs executive for Treasury Secretary. You may remember Goldman Sachs from the financial crises a while back. They're someone Investopedia referred to as, quote, an emblem of everything diabolical about high finance, end quote. Carson for Housing and Urban Development. Even though he originally declined the Health and Human Services seat, citing lack of experience. So a surgeon who doesn't have enough experience for the health department is qualified for HUD? Rick Perry, who wanted to dismantle the Department of Energy, except he forgot that that was one of the three he was told he wanted to destroy after Commerce and Education, is now going to be the head of energy, replacing a nuclear physicist. Then there's Pompeo with the CIA, who's a big advocate of bulk collection of call information. That means not just calls between terrorists and criminals, but between you and your lawyer, or your doctor, or your girlfriend. Trump has established one of the wealthiest cabinets in history. He claimed he would drain the swamp, and instead he filled it with snakes, gators, and piranha. So tell me, Republicans, people who voted for Trump, was that what you voted for? Did you vote for environmental ruin? Because that's probably what you're going to get. Because protecting the water we drink and the air we breathe costs money, and that cuts into profits. Did you vote for shittier work environments? Because that's probably what you're going to get. Because protecting workers, the people who buy their products, and the planet we live on, cuts into profits. The Republicans can't agree on a replacement for Obamacare, but they know it has to go. So 9 million people, including 3 million people in red states, are expected to lose their health subsidies. Did you vote to lose your health coverage? Because that's what you're likely to get. I know he promised to make America great again, registered trademark, and he promised to build a wall and get rid of those brown people and get a list of all those Muslims, and maybe he even will. But I sort of doubt it, because the delightful group that Stephen King refers to as plunder monkeys are there to make money and to help their pals make money and their industries make money, and they don't give a shit about you. Because what's become clear since the middle of the 20th century is that when the Republicans are in charge, real people suffer. You suffer. Was that what you voted for, Trump supporter? Because that's what you're going to get.